and to, you know, come over as chef patron, what an amazing thing to have.
But I just had a good feeling about him. How am I going to feel not cooking anymore, not taking the credit for it anymore?
It's a restaurant I've always wanted to come and work at. Steve built this kitchen for nearly 10 years. I'm not here to reinvent it. I'm here to protect it and, you know, create my own flair and techniques into it.
Hi, I'm Steve Drake. We're at Sorrel Restaurant today, and I'm the owner of Sorrel Restaurant and also a new company I've created called Sorrel Social. I've been in the kitchen for 35 years, and I thought I need a bit of structure around what I'm doing. So if I can find a brilliant chef like Alex, then I can focus on running the business and fully supporting him, and hopefully I can kind of like keep him being brilliant and doing that thing.
So our first snack is our lobster snack. So it's a lobster tart, which is poached native lobster. That's just been diced up and then dressed in a lobster emulsion. More lobster emulsion, a pickled pear puree, a little bit of seasoning on top, marigold powder. So this is Luke, our sous chef. He's building one of our first snacks. It's a chicken jammy dodger, crispy chicken skin, our chicken liver parfait. Finish it all off with our Cumberland sauce gel just to go in that middle. Our next snack will be our potato, cheese and truffle mix. That's getting piped into a potato tuile. A little bit more cheese and truffle mix going on top. We've got crispy hen of the woods mushrooms on top of that. Got chive emulsion on top of the hen of the woods mushrooms. And then just to finish it all off, we're going to have some fresh truffle. So our fourth and final snack is our veal sweetbread. So this has been poached, then rolled in a flour, fried off, and then we've just glazed that in a kimchi glaze. On top of that is going to be a pickled walnut ketchup. And then to finish that off will be a tarragon emulsion.
Okay, we start with our snacks now. We start with the first one. Here we got the lobster tart. So it's a poached native lobster. Finish on top we got pickle, percha and lobster emulsion. Next one it would be our chicken jammy dodger. We got chicken liver parfait, sandwich with a crispy chicken skin and Campbell gel. We got our next one. This is our potato tuile. We got a lovely mousse of butter and bacon cheese, finished with some fresh truffle, chives, and on top we serve a crispy hen of the wood mushroom and chives emulsion. And we're gonna finish with the kimchi glazed veal sweetbread. Finish on top we got a pickle, walnut ketchup, and tarragon emulsion.
And now I'm going to show you our beetroot dish, which is English heritage beetroot with dill, walnuts and horseradish. After your snacks, this is your first dish on the menu. Baked beetroot, so we wrap it in a beautiful salt crust and bake it for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Take it out, peel the skin off it and then dice it. And we mix it with some chopped candied walnuts and a little bit of rapeseed oil. 3 different beetroots here. The golden beetroot here, this has been brined. So we brine this in a load of aromatic spices. Our salt-baked beetroot again in the middle, the ruby one. And then our candied ones have been pickled. So these have been a nice sharp pickle in Chardonnay vinegar. I think the first reaction from a guest when they see this dish is, wow, they look beautiful and it plates up beautifully at the same time. Spread a few of these candied walnuts onto the dish. This is just, we roast the beetroots lovely and whole and blend them to a beautiful smooth puree. I'm just going to dot that around so you get a lovely even spread of this. So next onto our plate is our dill emulsion, a dill flavoured oil, and then we make a mayonnaise with that oil. Sporadically place dots of this dill emulsion over the dish. Next onto the plate is our beetroot stars. These candied ones again in a nice sharp pickle. One of them is just raw compressed beetroot. Our golden ones here, which have been brined again in a nice aromatic brine. Now we're going to add some dill emulsion to the top of these stars. We're now going to add some fresh dill to the dill emulsion. So just to finish this part of our plate, and we're just going to finish it with some large chunks of our candied walnuts. And this is just going to be a bit more of a vessel for our sorbet to sit on and dust in our beetroot powder. Here is our finished beetroot dish, which is English heritage beetroot, dill, candied walnuts and horseradish. Here at Sorrel, we're open for 8 services over 4 days, and that is Wednesday to Saturday, so lunch and dinner. We can do around 30 covers. So I came from the Tudor past to take on this role here at Sorrel. but the turbot dish is not my dish. It is now Sorrel's dish. So we've got our fantastic turbot here. I'm going to start prepping for our turbot dish on the menu. So this is a beautiful fresh fish. We've got some fantastic colour in our gills, nice fresh. The meat is nice and firm. There's no odour to it. The eyes nice and fresh and looking. It's just a superb, superb fish. What I'm going to do is just start with prepping the fish and just take it off the bone. We have 4 sides, 2 on the top, 2 at the bottom. Opening up so I can see where I'm going. And then go straight down our centre bone. And then I'm going to just start taking off one fillet at a time. We're just going to take it away from the roe here and away from the skirt. Bonk it down there. This is our premium side. Also, this top side of the fish as well is thicker than the bottom side. Yeah, so same again, we're just going to work our way down the fish. And it's exactly the same again. So this is the white side of it. So the reason it's white, obviously, is the camouflage on the top side. So that's the colour of the sand or the surrounding areas. Keep it away from predators. With fish prep, there's no right and wrong way of prepping it, to be honest with you. As long as you achieve the outcome at the end by not having any more fish on the bones and no bones on the fish. You like that one, didn't you, Luke? And then that will get put into our sauce later. Don't have anything wasted here. And we're just going to take the skin off of each of these fillets. And it's all about just keeping it nice and firm. There we go. We're going to salt our fish for 15 minutes. Rinse this off straight afterwards. And that's going to firm the fish up and make it a lot better and easier to cook with. We've got a puree and a mousse, and we're going to mix them together to make our black pudding mousse. Black pudding puree, so it's just we cook our black pudding, blend it and pass it through a sieve. All our trim from our turbot dish, we blitz to a mousse using a bit of egg white and a little bit of cream. We then pass that again through a really fine sieve, make it nice and smooth, and then we're just going to mix them both together. It looks like a dessert, but it's not. We've salted our fish. The next job is to open it up like a book. We're going to put in our black pudding mousse, and that is by piping it nice, straight, even lines to create a nice, perfect, even effect on it. We're now going to chill the fish down so we're ready to portion it after that. So we're going to go in the water bath now with our turbot to cook it at 48 degrees for 12 minutes. Next we've got our fish sauce we're going to put on. We don't want to put any colour on the vegetables, because it's a light coloured sauce. There's no caramelisation going on. After we've got our vegetables nicely sweated off, we're going to put in the pan our chopped fish, so all our bones and a bit of the trim from the turbot. That's going to go into our sauce. But we're going to add our wine to it. To take on a fish champagne sauce, but instead of using champagne, we're using an English sparkling wine from Albury Estate. It's about 9 miles away from here in Sorrel. So our wine is cooked out with our vegetables and our fish bones. Next job is to add our fish stock, which we made earlier. So Harry's just passing our fish sauce here now. So all those bones and vegetables getting passed through a sieve, and we've finished that with butter and cream. So now we've cooked our fish for 12 minutes in a water bath. We're going to pull it out and carve it. Really gentle, try not to push on the fish too much and break that delicate texture. Next we have our cauliflower puree, so we're just going to slice them really lovely and thin like this. We're going to cook it in the pan. We're then going to roast it and get really caramelized and that nut brown colour, and then blitz that to a lovely smooth puree. Now I have all the elements of our dish. I'm going to plate it all up. We're going to go first on the fish with our sherry vinegar gel. We're going to have a few dots here and there on the dish, some Ossietra caviar next, and then finish it all off with some Elysium flowers. We're now going to lift the fish and place it onto our plate. Heat our roasted cauliflower puree up. We're just going to do a nice light rocher on top of the plate. The final thing to finish this dish would be our sauce. So we're just heating it up. We're going to finish that with some lovely fresh chives. Now we're going to serve that and finish that at the table, just with our Albury sparkling wine sauce. And here we have our finished turbot dish. Turbot, black pudding, sherry vinegar, cauliflower and Albury sparkling wine. So when I met Steve and I came here to do a few dishes up and show him what we sort of do, even though he's eaten our food and knows what we do, it stood out to him as his favourite dish. He said to me, look, this could be our headline here. So this is our turbot dish we've been talking about.
Nice.
It's getting a lot of attention at the moment, which is fantastic.
There's a bit of me that would say that I want him to do the best he feels that he could possibly want to do. and I don't want to put him under pressure. When I tried it the first time, it was fantastic.
Yeah, a little bit more sauce, I think that needs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
good enough.
Oh, and the gel,
That little sharp punch.
yeah, the gel's lovely.
So I'm just going to do our chocolate dessert, which is our last dish on our signature tasting menu. So first onto the plate is going to be our chocolate mousse, so with a hazelnut praline in the centre of this. Second we're going to put on is our dots, so these are dots of Armagnac gel, scattered around to make sure you get on every mouthful. We take our Armagnac, we just slightly sweeten it a bit, just to take away some of that harshness, and we then set it into a gel. We're going to then put our milk biscuit twill, which is going to have some lovely bit of texture to the dish, and obviously looks great on top. After that, we're going to have our chopped hazelnut praline. To finish the whole dish off, it's a lovely rocher of milk ice cream with a little bit of gold leaf on top. So this is our finished chocolate dish.
Hi there, I'm Luke, sous chef here at Sorrel Restaurant in Dorking. We're going to talk you through our next course. This is Deja Vu. So it's the last course, our Petit Fours. So first one, we do have the recreation of the lobster tart. This time we're using a lemon curd. We're piping on a cream cheese frosting. We're then going on with our pickled pear gel, just finishing with a little lemon verbena powder. We then move into our next snacks. So first, you start off with our jammy dodger. Now this is close as we could get to the real thing. So we have a sablé with a chocolate crème, and all being finished off with a raspberry jam. This is our ricotta twill, finished off with a dice of fresh Granny Smith apple. A little more of our ricotta mix on the plates. Barbecued apple puree, again using all of our Granny Smith apples. And that is just finished with a small apple twill, replicating that hen of the wood mushroom from the beginning. Now this is a passion fruit delice. We've just dipped it in dark chocolate, being skewered on our golden pineapple skewers, representing the emulsions and walnut ketchup. This time we have a black mango gel. We then just go across the top with a sweet basil emulsion.
Okay, so we're here our Deja Vu. So we got here our lemon tart with on top pickled pear gel and cream cheese. Moving to your second one, which is a raspberry and chocolate jammy dodger. Third one, which is our fresh ricotta cheese with barbecued apple puree. Finished with the last one. We got a passion fruit sorbet with chocolate and mango emulsion. So we basically recreate the sweet version of our snacks.
My food style is creative and fun, you know, traditional flavours, but we're going to bring in those modern techniques into it and make it really a fun experience, not just for the chefs, but for guests as well.